Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Raja Kaskurti, and I'm a community service coordinator for TANA, Telugu Association of North America. It's the largest organization in the world, one of the largest organization. I would like to say thanks to all the participants who joined, and to start. And before we start the session, these programs are as part of TANA Community Services health and wellness programs. We would like to educate the community in different ways, using different channels. These kind of things are like not only Zoom. We do conduct in-person yoga sessions going forward, as well as some kind of we also did some hiking events to create awareness in health of all the people. Once again, I would like to thank all the participants who joined on Sunday evening. I know like everybody is getting ready to work tomorrow morning again. I would like to introduce TANA President Anjay Chaudhary Rao Garu. He is going to say a few words about TANA organization, as well as these wellness programs, what we are doing. And all the people who joined here, please stay tuned for a couple of more minutes, so we will start the session. Anjay Garu, please say a few words.
Raja, can you hear me, Raja?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was stuck somewhere and thought I would be in a better place than this. But yeah, good evening, everybody. And once again, thank you, Raja, for this opportunity. But yeah, let me probably lay out little details what we're trying to do, and then we'll go into the session very quickly. So as Raja mentioned, for the past 3 to 4 months, once we took over at the start of this term, we have done numerous activities, almost an activity a day. And one of our strongest and biggest initiative this term is health and wellness. And we have done multiple programs towards that initiative. We have conducted hiking events in multiple places. We also conducted 3-part fitness program that was in multiple sessions, and many yoga programs. They were all successful. We had around 600 plus yoga participants. And now you could see this healthy living program, especially brought to the community to educate them how better we can eat, how better we can lead our lifestyle, and also get all the advantages out of this session. And I would like to acknowledge and thank Manu and Priya, who are the host of this session, and of course our entire TANA leadership. Without their unconditional support, we would not have been here. But there are core people which I need to recognize: our community service coordinator, Ms. Raja Kaskurti, and Dr. Uma Katkigaru, our women's coordinator, and Southwest Regional Coordinator, Prasad Gumadi, and the entire. And I know this is Sunday evening. Time is precious. We want to dive in soon. I see Sai Bulneni, Sadish Kumar, and Sri Polarup, and all others who are part of leadership. Thank you all for joining, because your being in this program means a lot. It's just like you're showing your support. Thank you so much. So yeah, I promise that we will bring more programs that help the community without getting into let's dive into the program. Thank you, Raja, and once again thank you all the participants. You all have a good session and a good night. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anjay Garu. I know like you are busy outside. I'm very happy you came here to say a few words. I would like to Uma Garu, are you there? Uma Garu? Okay. Yeah, I think Uma Garu is at some other event. We are doing SP Balasubramaniam event in St. Louis. I think she is busy there. I would like to move on to introduce our presenters today. Before that, TANA Community Services is doing a lot of activities in a lot of other in all the regions in across America and Canada. I'm very happy to say all our regional coordinators who joined here and whoever not joined and they are busy somewhere else. They are all doing like a lot of community service as part of TANA charity activities. We are glad to have all these people who are tremendously volunteering and putting their charity volunteer hours to serve the community. Thank you, Saibul Neni garu, Satish Komana garu, and Sigan Polvarpu, whoever joined today's call. And I would like to say thanks to Gummadi, Ratna Prasad Gummadi, our one of the regional coordinator, who put it together this program. And I would like to introduce the presenters today. Manu, she is the wellness coach, and by profession she is an environmental engineer. I'm happy to see two ladies coming forward, two women coming forward to create some awareness in the community, in our Telugu community as well as the Indian community here. She is by profession, she is an environmental engineer, and she is armed force as a background, Houston resident since 2005, holistic health expert, meditation, Reiki and clean eating, wellness coach, helping people with weight loss and joint health issues. I'm very happy to introduce Manu garu, and as well as Priya. She is also a wellness coach. She is a chemical engineer by profession, and Houston resident since 2004. Love volunteering. She loves volunteering with community organizations, local women empowerment leader, as well as she is local. She loves fruit carvings to encourage young minds to opt fruit as snack. That's the one way to do it. In order to encourage the kids to eat some fruits or some kind of snacks, we have to put it in some kind of funny carving. So that's very good. Priya has helped people around the globe to become better version of themselves as wellness coach. So I'm very happy to introduce you both on our Tana platform, and thank you very much, both of you. And please go ahead and start the session. Thank you. You both are on mute. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I would like to first of all thank the whole Tana leadership, and especially Uma Garu, for helping us with presenting this session to the community. So my name is Manu Dave, and I am actually a Houston resident, as Raja Garu just told you. So we will start the session. Let me share my screen. Let me know if you guys can see it better. Just give me 1 second. All right, everyone can see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Thank you so much. So thank you so much for joining this session. Today, we are going to talk about healthy life, which is equal to happy life. So I'm really thankful to the Tana leadership for giving us this opportunity to help the community members. We have been running these wellness sessions all across US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and India, to educate people on why our habits are so important, and especially clean eating habits are so important in giving us all the energy, nutrition, what we look forward to. So today's outline, we will be talking about food. Is it healing you or hurting you? We all love food, right? Whether it is homemade food, whether it is fruits, whatever we are eating, is it really healing us or is it actually hurting us? We will learn about gut healthy food. What are the foods in our kitchen and pantry that are actually gut healthy and that help us get the energy and nutrition that we are looking forward to? And how to eat clean and lose weight while staying at home. Now, in last 2 years, most of us are staying safe, staying home. And one of the thing that has come up is while we are staying home and staying safe, we have been munching a lot. So unwanted weight, fat is coming up. So how to tackle that? We will be learning this in this session. You all must have read this very famous quote, health is the greatest wealth. If money is lost, nothing is lost, because you can always gain back money again. You can earn double the money, but health is the greatest wealth. No matter how much big mansions you have, how big cars you have, and how much is in your bank balance, if your health is not good, you cannot enjoy it. So health, is it just the food that we eat? Actually, health comprises of many factors. Health is mental health, what we think, read, what we meditate upon, and what are the thoughts going on in our head. Physical health, which is, our body, the food we eat, the exercises we do, those are very, very important component of our physical health. So in physical health, you must have read this thing that 80% of what is our body made up of is the food we eat. 20% is the exercise. So abs are made in kitchen. Why? Because the muscles, the proteins, all these good things that we consume are actually converting into our physique, our body, our physical health. And last but not the least is very important, which is emotional health, how we think about a particular situation and how we react in certain situations. So today we are going to focus on physical health, which is how we can do clean eating and lose weight. Now let's come back to the concept of food. 20, 30, 40 years ago, what was the food? When we said that we are hungry, we want to eat food, what it means is homegrown food, home cooked food. Okay, so it was grown in the home. In most of our villages, or our grandmas or maternal, paternal grandmas will do is they will home cook the food, no preservatives, and it was every day made from fresh ingredients. So whether it was coconut chutney that they are actually grinding on the stone, or it was uttapa that they have fermented, or it was the dosa that was prepared every day. So every food was made scratch every single day, fresh. Now, in reality, now that we have fast forward 20, 30 years, now the food reality is people love packaged food, ready to eat food that they don't have to cook, just eat and heat and eat, full of preservative, and they are frozen or cooked weeks ago. So this is the reality of food that we now see because we are busy. Everybody wants to go to a drive-through and order some quick meals and just think that they have healthy ingredients. Whereas in reality, this is what we get in a packaged food. Now, this is one food for thought. Why we are earning all this money, running around, from pillar to post or working 8 to 12 hours is so that we can have food on the table, right? That is one of the most prime necessity of humans. Food such as breakfast, lunch, and dinner should provide you with energy or calories. It should give you nourishment, nutritional support. Any fruit, vegetable, meat you are eating, it should give you the vitamins and minerals so that you get a healthy body and healthy mind. When we just go to drive-through, what we get, or when we get the prepped meal or restaurant food or drive-through meal, what we only get is energies and calories, because all the nutritional values has already been lowered down by, extra preservative, by heating it so many times or by preserving it in the fashion so that it can stay on the shelf for longer time. Not eating the right amount or type of food leads to constipation, bloating, hair fall, because if you're not eating good amount of protein, then it will lead to hair fall, fatty liver, such as non-alcoholic fatty liver, mental health issues, mood swings, low energy, skin issues, and joint issues. So when we don't eat, we think, oh, we have eaten a pancake, we ate pancake, or we ate one egg, that is enough for our day, or we had a hash browns and it is very good and healthy because it has everything in it. But if you have been suffering specifically from the top 3, constipation, bloating, and hair fall, you will notice that if this is a every day or every other day, then your gut health is not right. There is something wrong in the food that you are eating. And how to fix it, we're going to see it in a minute. So let's understand gut health. What is gut health? Gut health means your entire digestive system, the stomach, the pancreas, the small intestine, gallbladder, large intestine. So beginning to end of your digestive system, all the major digestive organs comprise your gut. But primarily small intestine is the area where nutrient absorption is done. There are small hair-like structure, villi, which process, if you have too much processed food or sugar, then they stop absorbing the nutrients from the food, and it leads to health condition and other metabolic disorders. So gut health is very, very important. It is not talked of often, but this is so very important. And in next few slides, you will also see that how it is very important that if your gut is healthy, then your whole body is healthy. You can eat food, it will nourish you, your skin and your body, and you will have energy levels which are amazing. So let's hear from Priya more about gut health. Over to you, Priya.
Thank you, Manu, and thank you, everybody. Thank you, Tana, for giving us this opportunity to present this healthy living today. So now let's talk about what is the next steps of the gut health. Manu, over to the next slide. Okay, so the first brain we have in the human body is the regular brain, but the second brain for the human body is our gut. Because if the gut is not healthy, it kind of impacts the overall body, as Manu mentioned. And once it impacts the overall body, it impacts your metabolism, your mood swings, your hormones, anxiety, your thought process towards things, and your skin, your hydration. If you're not hydrated properly, it shows on your skin. So it impacts on a bigger scale. So once your mood balancing, your hormones are not right, so how do you take care of it? So we have to do this through clean eating, because we have to kind of cleanse our body by clean eating. Is first thing is, on a regular routine, try to incorporate some probiotics like yogurt, some fermented idlis, some doklas, like that. So probiotics is something that really gives you a good bacteria into your body. And once you have a good bacteria, and when you're nourishing your body with the required calories and nutrients, it kind of builds you the immunity. And in the couple of years over this time, what we have all seen is immunity is playing a major factor in every human body. So that is one thing. And the next thing is what you have to take care is your overall cleansing of the body. So that how do you cleanse your body is you detox it. Detoxing it means not like starving yourself or something, with the homemade food only, like the alkaline food. More of alkaline food is like vegetables, fruits, protein. You can kind of cleanse your body at home once in a while, and it's very good to detox your body to flush out the toxins that over that period of time what they have accumulated in your body. Okay, and so now let's move on to some of the tips and tricks that we would like to present it to you. So the tips and tricks here are, first thing is, make sure you're hydrating your body every day. I mean, a lot of us, we are so busy in our daily routines, and even kids also, we have to remind them every day, like, drink water, did you drink water? Because it's not that we don't want to, but we just miss it. Because we just get onto work meetings or our regular schedules that we kind of completely forgot to take that water is such an important thing in our human body. Is it's kind of, it really affects in a lot of ways. One thing is it hydrates our body, and it also helps in our gut health. Okay, and so that is one thing, is always make sure you're hydrating your body at least 2 to 3 liters in a day. And next is incorporating fruits, 3 to 4 fruits daily, especially the pea fruits. The pea fruits like pears, pineapple, peaches, papaya. These are really helpful for your gut health. These pea fruits will really help you to kind of whatever the issues that Manu has talked about earlier, the constipation, bloating, and all that. These pea fruits will really help you to help in that process. So next thing is to add fibers and whole grains. So more of fiber rich foods and more of whole grains, like when you say like whole grains in the sense like the lentils, the like kidney beans, rajmas, like chicken, fish. These are some of the proteins and whole grains. If you can incorporate in your food, that will also really help you to get this gut healthy. And other thing is fermented food. Like earlier we talked about like the probiotic, like the yogurts and fermented idlis and doklas. Some of the fermented food also really helps you to get yourself healthy. So let's look at some of the more slides going on. Okay, now, like I've told you, these are the 3 things that we generally encourage you to keep as part of your lifestyle. Is one thing is hydration. Second thing is probiotics, because that completely resets your gut flora. And third thing is gut-friendly food. The gut-friendly food comes with all the alkaline food, like the berries, the pea fruits, the vegetables, the Indian this is, you can do it as Indians speak. I mean, a lot of people have this misconception is when we have to do these detoxes and cleanses, or do I have to do with a raw food or salads, soups and all that? No, no, no. This is completely, you can do it with Indian food. And Indian food also, we have a lot of options, like we will talk in the next slides, with all the alkaline meals that you can do it. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, now coming down to this clean eating. So like I've told you earlier, we all have a misconception when we say clean eating. Oh, is it completely raw food? It's salads, soups? No, this is completely based on Indian food is what we do. It's completely coming out from our kitchen, our herbs and spices, with small changes that we do. We are doing a small change that will make a big impact on not only ourselves, but the overall family. So for this is a breakfast picture. If you look at it, this is a dosa. Okay, you know what this dosa is? This is not the regular dosa that we prepare. This is the dosa with the masoor dal, because masoor dal is a very rich in protein. So if you can make this dosa with masoor dal and have it with a zucchini sambar, so this is how you are incorporating, because breakfast, the word itself says you're breaking the fast for the morning. So when you're breaking the fast, all the time you have been resting your body. So actually, just to tell you all, since a lot of people are Telugu speaking here as well, so I will kind of connect with you a little bit on Telugu also. So it kind of relates you to what I'm talking more. So if somebody is not comfortable, please let me know. I can change back to English. Okay. So breakfast. Manam chala mandi entante breakfast morning legangane. Okay, ఒక కాఫీ తాగేద్దాము, ఓకే దట్ ఈస్ డన్, ఓకే ఇంకా మీటింగ్స్ లోకి వెళ్ళిపోదాము, ఆ కాన్సెప్ట్ లో ఉంటాం. సో ప్లీజ్ అట్లా చేయకండి. బ్రేక్ఫాస్ట్ ఏంటంటే బ్రేకింగ్ ద ఫాస్ట్ ఫర్ ద డే. సో ఆ మార్నింగ్ మనం ఏంటంటే ఆ ఫాస్ట్ నుంచి వస్తాం కదా, సో బాడీ ఈస్ లుకింగ్ ఫర్ సమ్ న్యూట్రియన్స్ అండ్ క్యాలరీస్ మనకి. సో మనం ఆ మార్నింగ్ పూట ఏదైతే బాడీకి ఇస్తామో దాని నుంచి మనకు ఓవరాల్ ఎనర్జీ ఫర్ ద డే and the overall nutrients for the day manaki help avutundi body. So adentante rather than ante sugar and carbs direct ga ichchese badulu danto part manam ila koncham proteins and vegetables ichcham ankondi, so body ki entante we are nourishing it, we are completely nourishing this body. So atla anamata, this is masoor dal dosa. It's completely tastes like the regular dosa. So atla, can we move on to the next slide? So lunch ko vachesariki entante ఇక్కడ మీకు పిక్చర్ లో రోటీ అండ్ కర్రీ కనిపిస్తుంది కదా, ఇది వచ్చేసి మన మల్టీగ్రెయిన్ రోటీ కాదు, మన రెగ్యులర్ చపాతీ కాదు, ఇది వచ్చేసి సోయాబీన్ రోటీ. మనకి సోయాబీన్ ఫ్లోర్ దొరుకుతుంది. సో దాంతో రోటీ చేసుకుంటే ఏంటంటే సోయాబీన్ ఇస్ వెరీ రిచ్ ఇన్ ప్రోటీన్, అండ్ అది మనకి లాట్స్ ఆఫ్ బెనిఫిట్స్ ఉన్నాయి సోయా వలన. ఏంటంటే మనకి హెయిర్ కి కానీ వాటికి కానీ. సో దాంతో మనం రోటీ చేసుకుని అలాంగ్ విత్ సమ్ వెజిటబుల్ కర్రీ, ఇక్కడ చూస్తే మీరు కాలీఫ్లవర్ ఉంది. సో ఈ కంప్లీట్లీ ఇండియన్ వెజిటబుల్స్ లైక్ మన కాలీఫ్లవర్స్, మన సొరకాయ, మన బీరకాయ, దోసకాయ, ఆల్ దీస్ ఆర్ more of water retention vegetables which are really helping our body. So manaki entante manaki enkati nunchi oka concept undi entante mana peddavalu kuda cheptaru ఎక్కువ కూర తినండి, తక్కువ కార్బ్స్ అండ్ ఇవి తినండి అని, విచ్ ద సేమ్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఇస్ వాట్ వీఆర్ ట్రైంగ్ టు టెల్ యూ. సో కూర ఎక్కువ పెట్టుకోండి అండ్ మోర్ ఆఫ్ మన ఇండియన్ వెజిటబుల్స్ తో చేసుకున్నాం అనుకోండి. లాట్ ఆఫ్ అస్ ఇక్కడ కూడా మనం బ్యాక్ యార్డ్స్ లో వి గ్రో వెజిటబుల్స్. సో మనం వెన్ వీఆర్ గ్రోయింగ్ ఇట్, వై డోంట్ వి యూజ్ ఇట్ ద రైట్ వే అండ్ గెట్ ద నరిష్మెంట్. ఇప్పుడు ఇదంతా మనం చేయడం కాదు, it in turn mana family, mana kids, everybody, it will impact it. These small changes will make a huge impact on the overall lifestyle. Think this as a lifestyle change rather than thinking that okay idi oka healthy living anlaga kakunda mana future ki, mana kids future ki, make sure this is a lifestyle change for us. Now let's look at some dinner options. So dinner options kochesariki ikkada entante meeru next slide lo we will look at idli. So idli వచ్చేసేసి మన రెగ్యులర్ మినపప్పు రవ్వ ఇడ్లీ కాదు. This is completely with green moong dal, and green moong dal is again of a rich protein and fiber thing with zucchini sambar. So manaki zucchini and all lots of vegetables we are adding into it. Vankai add chesam indulo, bendakaya add chesam. So all the vegetables we are adding it and we are getting this sambar ready. with little bit of masoor dal. Andarki question undachu sambar antundi em dal cheppatledu ani, so it's with masoor dal. So idi chestunde endante we are adding lots of veggies at the same time and we are getting the protein also. So ikkadiki vachesariki chuste some of the other options that we have been looking here is, yeah, sure, I can switch to English as well, no worries. So when we have going into this picture, the first picture shows paneer. So paneer, all of us know it's a healthy protein for a vegetarian. And next, the samosas. I know all of us love samosas, especially this cold weather hitting us. We love to have samosas, but honestly telling you, these are not the samosas that we regularly prepare. These samosas are with lupin flour and lots of veggies loaded into it. If you look at it, you're completely not missing the taste, and you can still have it with a coriander and mint chutney. So what I'm trying to say is, you just make small changes in your kitchen that and your pantry, so which will make an overall impact not only for your lifestyle but your family and your kids. So the bottom picture, if you can see, this is actually called as the curry leaf powder. Lot of people, they prepare curry leaf powders at home. So, and curry leaf is a very healthy one, and this is being made with curry leaves, and this is not rice, it's cauliflower. So this is paneer on the side. So basically, if you look at this plate, it's completely protein and alkaline vegetables in it. So these are some things that we are trying to help you. And you can take other options here is, you can take moong dal, kidney beans, chickpeas as some of the other protein options. And coming down to vegetables, as I've told you, you can completely go with Indian vegetables. There's no nothing right, except for potato and sweet potato, things like that. All of us know, right? We can do those also on occasional basis, but on a regular scale, it's better to keep with these water retention vegetables, which will help you in detoxifying it. And coming down to proteins, it's chicken, fish, turkey for the non-vegetarians. Now let's look at the other options. So what happens when we do all this clean eating at home? Okay, we are doing a lot of talking about water, hydration, fruits, vegetables, protein and all that. What are we doing it? After that, what will happen is, every one of us would love to see is a weight loss and an inch loss. That is something, and more than all this weight loss and inch loss, I honestly tell you, you will get lots of energy levels. Because these energy levels, lot of people tell me, in my friends and in the community, when I go on for volunteering, you know what, by the end of the day, I get so lethargic, I feel so weak these days. I don't know why. I think my vitamin D is low. I think my energy levels have gone down. My metabolism is going down. I don't feel good. So it's all because you're not nourishing your body well since morning, because we are so busy. And these are some small changes. Knowingly, we don't make mistakes, but it's just that we're getting so busy in our lifestyles that we get missed it. So once we get these energy levels back, your skin is what it shows a clear hydration. And when you're eating this all alkaline rich food, it shows up on your skin. And at the same time, once you're kind of getting all this back, your weight, you're losing weight, you're getting your energy back, it boosts up your self-confidence, it boosts up your self-esteem. And at the same time, it impacts your thought process towards things. Because the positivity nature in our human overall body will be developed, because you are kind of the food that is going in and nourishing your body, your gut is getting cleansed up, your gut is healthy now. So it's all that whatever the effects have been showing up is coming down to all these. And the next thing you can see is hormonal imbalance. There's a lot of people who talk about it. So once you get this all straightened up, your hormones will be balanced, and you'll see a lot of healing effects on your kidneys, livers, and other organs of the body. You will pancreas, you will see a lot of healing effects happening on the other organs also. And another thing is the collagen. Lot of people have this thing is collagen support, because by the age of 25, our human body kind of stops producing collagen. And after that, we kind of live with the reserves, and every year we lose 1%. I think everyone knows about this. So what happens of this impact is, now that we are not eating clean, we are not nourishing our body, and we don't have collagen support also in our body. So what is happening is, it is showing up in the skin and the joint issues. So it comes down to the mobility issues basically. So now let's look at the other stuff. So here, this is completely for today's presenters for Tana who are here. We just thought of bringing up a simple sample meal plan to just give you some options for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, how you can plan it for the day. Like you can start, like I said, breakfast. You can start with some Greek yogurt with some berries in it. You can top it with some nuts or something, and you can have a healthy breakfast. And at the same time, you can have moong dal dosa. And you can have omelette with veggies. These are some of the options we just wanted to give you, like a 3-day detox. You can do it at home and see how it's kind of impacting you all on your overall thing and your energy levels. And lunch, probably for people who have who can take non-vegetarian, they can go with chicken with some vegetables and cauliflower with dosa kaya or soya rotis, that we and paneer with some kala chana rotis. So these are some of the options that we just wanted to give you as a sample meal plan. So you all can take home something today from us as a tip, and you can try it for yourself at home and see how it is. Because a lot of us, we struggle. Because the reason, I think when Rajagar was introducing me, he said that I love fruit carvings. The reason I do it is, one thing is my passion. I love to do it. Second thing is I want to keep the curiosity and the interest in the kids to eat a fruit. Similarly, if we are doing it something that as a parent at home, if we are following something healthy, automatically kids get carried over by it. Since they're at a very young age, honestly, when we were young, all our grandparents and parents gave us healthy food, because they used to cook everyday fresh food, fresh meals and everything. Now that we are so busy with our lifestyles, we are not able to do that, honestly. So at least from whatever we have, let's make it something healthy for the kids and the family from our kitchen, rather than going for more preservatives. I mean, I'm not saying we'll be zero on it. We will be a little bit, but at least let's try our best to get home cooked meals for the family. So it will actually help kids also to kind of start taking more veggies and proteins into their meals. Now, earlier, like I've told you about the collagen. Like this collagen is a human body manufactures this collagen up to the age of 25. And after 25, there's no production of human collagen in the human body. We just live the life with the reserves with it. And every year we reduce that percentage by 1%. So as we age, as the day moves on, everyone of us age. So once we age, and first thing it shows on our skin, we see anti-aging issues, and some as we grow more old, it kind of shows on the joint issues, hair loss, cartilage, and in turn, this collagen effect also promotes on your gut health. So basically, gut health is again related to collagen, because you're not taking the essential vitamins and calories that's why whenever we go and visit a doctor, always they say, try to have a multivitamin. The reason is, at certain point, we introduce this multivitamin is because we feel that there are something vitamins and minerals that are required for a body apart from the food. The similar goes with the collagen also. So that's why we tell everybody is to encourage you to take more hydration, do more fruits, veggies, and make a small change in your kitchen. And that will make a huge impact on your overall lifestyle for you and your family. So this is what we just wanted to tell you some things today. Now let's move on to the next one. And actually for the Tana members here, if anybody have any questions or you want any more help from us, we are offering a free consultation for the Tana members. Me and Manu, you can contact any one of us. And honestly, we really like to thank Anjay Chaudhary Garu, Raja Kaskurti Garu, and Uma Katiki Garu for giving us this opportunity today to talk at least a few words on this healthy living. So with this, we are open for the questions for whoever has any questions, we can take it up.
If anyone have questions, please you can raise your hand, or you can post the question in the chat room, so I can ask the question. Either way is fine. If you raise the hand, I will open up the mic for you, so you can ask the question.
This is Thiru.
Yeah, go ahead, Thiru.
Yeah, so I've been hearing about intermittent fasting. So how beneficial is intermittent fasting with this like healthy living, or any concerns with that?
Yeah, I can answer this question, Andy. Intermittent fasting is kind of your fasting for, they actually tell us to fast for a certain number of hours, so that what happens is the food that we take in is properly digested and it's kind of absorbed properly, because all the time if we are loading our body with food, also we need to give enough time for the digestive system to kind of work and get through that process. So that is a good thing. And even here also, we generally, I mean, even on clean eating and healthy living also, we generally, whoever asks us, we tell them to have like your dinner, early dinners, early to bed, early to rise kind of concept. So having an early dinner and waking up in the morning. But when you wake up in the morning, we kind of want you to nourish your body some of the nutrients, because all the night you are resting your body, because already you are making your body fast for almost 13-14 hours. Because if you are, for example, you had your dinner the previous day at 6 o'clock, the next day morning you are having your breakfast at 8 o'clock, so you're already doing a 14-hour fast. Normally in any human body we do a fast, but it's just that if you're doing an early dinner, it's automatically you're doing an intermittent fasting. So when you start your day in the morning, nourish it. Like we are telling, take a healthy protein, take some nuts, take some eggs with veggies, or take some healthy Greek yogurt with some fruits, berries, like that. So that's what, but intermittent fasting, we are not saying it not to do it, or it's not like it's not healthy, but we don't want you to be calorie deficit for a longer period of time. It's just that you have to keep up your metabolism, because the metabolism is also key for the thing. Because intermittent fasting, if you keep on doing it, it's like a short period, it's okay. You will see the change. But as you're doing it for a longer period of time, you're kind of making your body with a calorie deficit, your nutrient deficit, because you're not giving your body the essential nutrients and calories, right? So how will your body function?
The
Thanks.
next question, the next question I have in the chat room. Do we have any suggested liquid collagen supplement?
There are some liquid collagen supplements who are clinically tested and been certified and patented, and it's better to take them rather than going for something over the counter just by randomly. I don't know who this is, but you can connect to us and we can help you with that, because there's some scientifically proven and tested collagens in the market, and we have some clinical reports with us as well, so we can help.
Sure, Andy, this is Krishnaveni. Like I had that question. Maybe I'll just connect with you after this, or like tomorrow.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay. The next question we have, how to address weight gain caused to hypothyroidism?
Liquid collagen benefits.
I can't hear.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next question is how to address weight gain caused by hypothyroidism.
Okay, now this is a question I can completely relate to what you're talking, because I have the same issue. So people with thyroid issue, their metabolism is so bad and so low, and usually they're very low on energy. So this clean eating has completely changed my lifestyle and completely has changed on my energy levels. So that is when I started to introduce this into my life, I have kind of felt a lot of change in myself. And that is when I have tried to educate everybody on this healthy living and clean eating concept. So I will highly encourage you to kind of, with these issues, make sure your metabolic rate goes up first. So how to take it up is make sure you're eating a smaller portions of meal every 2 to 3 hours. It's not like you have to eat a bigger plate once. It's like have a breakfast and then have a small fruit as your snack or a veggies as your snack, and then have your lunch, and then another small mid-afternoon snack, and then your dinner. So by this, nourishing your body is how I have kind of made sure my metabolism has went up, and mainly, as I've told you earlier, my energy levels.
Okay. The next question we have, how do we compensate for collagen loss or deficiency? What are the sources of liquid collagen?
Okay, Manu, you want to take this up?
Yeah. So collagen, we have to take from external sources after like 30s or if you're in your 40s. And always research, don't go for the OTC collagen because collagens are of 3 different types, type 1, type 2, type 3. Okay. There are also different sources of collagen, which is like they're coming from cows or pigs, that are coming from marine, and they're coming from chicken. So whenever you are looking for collagen, and of course you can connect, we can give you some references of clinically tested collagens that will give you the best, ability to modulate according to your needs. Because there are type 2 collagens that can actually manifest if you have problems of cartilage, bones, or joint health or hair, based on the type of, because normally what happens is people go to big, wholesale stores and get it. And then they say we are not seeing the results. So if you're looking for collagen, we can send you some clinical trials on the brands that are really working well. And that one you can take.
Okay. And the next question we have, how can adults get help with the liquid collagen in their body?
So liquid collagen, as Priya was telling, that after age 25, so in your mid 20s, the production stops. And how you have to take it is you have to seek an external system. Any collagen system will not work. Powder collagens are only absorbed 10%. So you have to go for clinically tested collagen. And once you start taking it along with your regular diet, what it does is it actually fulfills deficiency of collagen in your body. So you get good hair, good skins, your gut lining is healed when you take collagen.
Okay. And the next question is, what are collagen-rich Indian food?
Brussels sprouts are salmon is very, very healthy. If you are really thinking about getting it from the food that you are eating, it will be probably around 1 to 2 kilos of Brussels sprout will give you your daily dose of collagen. Salmon is a good addition, but as we said, the clinical, the one that board certified physicians have been creating, that gives you just 1 spoon and you're done with your requirement of collagen.
And also vitamin C also helps a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Manugaru and Priya, the question was like, what is the collagen-rich Indian food? I think they are specifically asking
naturally.
Indian vegetables or something like that. They are asking. Yeah.
Brussels sprout is there, salmon is there, lemon. If you take lemon juice 3 times a day, that will increase whatever your existing production is.
Okay. And Sirisha Sajja, you want to ask the question? Sirisha?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have a
please go
question, Manu. I do exercise regularly, and due to situations not being good outside from past 2 years, I'm not able to do workout. Can a quick detox, help with clean eating?
Definitely. It is a question I think everybody nowadays is asking, because we all have been staying safe for 2 years at home. So any regular exercise, if you're walking, running, swimming, and it has been interrupted because of, staying at home, I would say start with just basic walking around the neighborhood. And a quick detox will help, because all the toxins, now you might be thinking, where do our food gets toxin from? The pesticides that are sprayed on the food, the chemicals that we use for dishwashing, the air freshener, the makeup things that we put, a lot of toxins get into our body without even knowing about it. So a quick detox means you start eating the food that are alkaline in nature. And everybody here can understand, go for alkaline food. They are all like the okra is an alkaline food, dosakaya, birakaya, as Priya was saying, right? All these are alkaline food, and they help us getting detox, and you will feel lighter and more energetic on a day-to-day basis.
Okay. And the next question we have in the chat room, can you resend the contact numbers? Yes, we will post the recording of this session as well as the contact numbers, so that please be in the group, the group we created, right, for the healthy living group. So we are going to put the contact numbers there itself. And the next question, will skin and anti-aging issues be addressed with these alkaline foods?
Yes. I think I can take up this question. Yes, Sandeep, with clean eating, the skin and anti-aging issues will be addressed because you're cleansing your body from inside. So once you're cleansing your body from inside, the hydration and the food impact that will definitely first show up on your skin. And along with it, you can take some multivitamin a day. And along with that, if you can have a collagen support, or you can take a collagen-rich food that will also kind of boost up your anti-aging.
వాయిస్ వస్తుందండి.
I think Priya Garu, I think the echo is coming. It's your sound, like two voices are coming at the same time. It looks like.
Okay. Now is it okay?
Yeah, it's the same issue.
There is a device nearby, Priya.
I'm checking it, but I don't have anything in front of me. Now is it okay?
Same.
It's still coming.
Manu, probably can you take up this question while I'm looking at this?
Okay. So can you repeat the question?
Yeah, will skin and anti-aging issues be addressed with these alkaline foods?
Yes, because alkaline food have ability to heal you at cellular level. Scientifically speaking, there are evidences and clinically tested results that when you eat alkaline food, it actually heals all the cells and your digestive system. So yes, your skin will glow up without putting any chemical or makeup on it, and also an anti-aging, because the cells are getting burdened. Where the toxins in the body are stored is the fat cells. So the fat in your body stores it. So yes, when you eat clean alkaline food, you will see better results in your energy, skin, and also on your aging.
Okay. And the next question we have are other than dals beside masoor, moong not recommended for gut health?
No, it's not.
So I would just put those that are actually helpful in gut health. Green sprout, green moong dal, yellow moong dal. If you take black chickpeas, white chickpeas, if you take white kidney beans, red kidney beans, masoor dal, and moat, the brown lentils. All these help you. They are all alkaline in nature.
And to answer your question on rice also, we are not saying to stop rice or stop the carbs. It's just that we are asking you to kind of introduce alkaline food into your diet. But rice is not something we are not asking you to stop the carbs. Along with the alkaline-rich food, the fruits, vegetables, and protein, you can still continue to take your carbs.
Right.
Priya, you're still your voice is still echoing. I'm not sure what's the. I don't see anybody.
Change the device. Maybe get it on your phone, Priya.
Yeah.
See, what the nutshell is for everyone that is on this call is, if you make small changes in your lifestyle, they will go big way. If you make small changes, that will go a big way. Because what happens, sabse pehle, who is here drinking 2 to 3 liters water? Mostly nobody. We hardly drink 1 cup, 2 cup, but we will drink 4 to 5 cups of water.
Yeah.
You're good, Priya?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, this is better, much better.
Okay.
Much better.
Next question is, what about dairy products and oil products? Do you suggest non-dairy products?
I mean, dairy products in the sense as we told you, the probiotics like the yogurts and the healthy forms of the dairy is okay. Like the cheese, the cottage cheese, the ricotta cheese, the yogurts is all okay. Only thing is milk, because that is a complete raw form of it. Because once you're kind of nurturing the milk, you're boiling it and you're making it a cultured form of yogurt, like a paneer. These all become the healthy version of the dairy. Other than that, we are not saying you to restrict on dairy, but it's just that if you can kind of make the small change, that would be good. But it's not like you have to stop milk or anything. You can still take it on a limited quantity.
Okay. And the next question we have, I had C-section and now having a lot of back pain issues. I know it could be weight gain. I don't know what is the question there, but I think she is asking for the back pain issues, C-section, because of the C-section, and how to reduce those things.
Okay, first thing is,
Basically, I think she was asking, she's saying like it's because of the weight gain, how to
Yes.
reduce the weight.
Yes, I think that's what we understand too. So I think because of the C-section, and I know Mother Nature gives motherhood is a very thing joy, but at the same time we all gain weight due to it. But so this clean eating will definitely help you to get back onto your shape and coming down to your back pain issues also. Like once you're cleansing your body, you're reducing your weight, it's kind of loading the less pressure on your body. And when you're taking these alkaline rich foods along with the collagen and a multivitamin, it will definitely help you with your back pain also.
Okay, and the next question is, what is the substitute for fish oil for vegetarians who doesn't eat fish?
So a substitute for fish oil is, I mean, who don't eat non-vegetarian, you can completely do this food. I mean, you don't have to take, I mean, I don't know the question because I don't know. Fish oil is again a nutrient.
The question is, what is the substitute for the fish oil for the vegetarians? Any, I don't know, like maybe they're asking for omega-3.
So omega-3,
Okay,
so if you're doing omega-3 and 6, I would say that chia seed and flaxseed are very good option for vegetarians. If you do not want to take fish oil, you can take 1 spoon of chia seed or flaxseed with your meals, because those give you exactly, because again, why you are taking fish oil, because there are different reasons for it, but primarily people take it for omega-3 and 6. So if that is your case, you can take chia seeds and flaxseed instead.
Okay. And the next question is, my son has hormonal imbalances, how to fix?
I think it's a little open question, Andy. Hormonal imbalances is okay. First thing is I'm thinking it's the son, so I'm thinking he could be at a younger age, because a lot of these days we are seeing younger kids with this issue. So it could be that the food that he's taking in, or it could be lot of kids, like I've told you earlier also, hydration is the key, Andy, because lot of kids are not drinking enough water. Because in fact, in my home itself, I have to push my kids to drink water. So, and the next thing is incorporating fruits and vegetables, because all these fast foods have come up. So kids are so much getting attracted to these pizzas, pastas and all. I know they taste so yummy. Even we love it. But it's not like we just want to stop them from taking them, but it's just that if you can do a little bit of portion control or something like that, along with incorporating the other healthy stuff, I think that hormonal balance will be resetted once. It could be done through clean eating. And if you want to get more personal one-on-one information regarding that, probably I think we can connect on it separately.
Yeah, I think Priya, I think you are right. I think most of our kids, like, they don't drink that much of water. We have to push them.
Yes.
We have to remind them, did you drink water or not? So that's the common problem in every household.
Yes.
Thank you. What other vitamin supplements do you suggest apart from vitamin C and collagen?
It depends, Andy. There are a lot of things that we can suggest, because people with bloating issues, constipation issues, each person's catering needs of the body is different. For example, I can touch base 2 examples here. One, a person with a constipation issue. If he's completely constipated on a regular basis, then he needs to have more fiber-rich food. So that has to include some more of papayas, pineapples, and more greens into his diet. So if a person with a bloating issue, if the bloating is something that is coming through lots of forms, because once we give a more food gap into our body, and we are kind of, so some people, they're so busy that they don't eat breakfast, they don't eat lunch, they directly go on to the dinner. So you're just feeding your body. So your inside the body is kind of starving for the nutrients. So when you take it, it's just absorbing it. So what happens is the stomach is so empty since morning, and you all of a sudden you're loading up with food. You feel you're hungry, but you cannot take it because your body gets bloated. That's first thing. And the other thing, a lot of people have this bloating issue is because of the raw food. Some people's body intake cannot take raw food. they need to go for some cooked meals, because I know in India, eating raw was something not known to any one of us. When we came here is first time, and honestly, I have seen when I was in college, first time of a salad. All the time India, we were doing all as a cooked meal. So that could be one of the other triggering points. So based on if you have a bloating issue, then probably we recommend you to take a probiotic and some kind of an additional nutrients, like to flush, to get the additional depriving of those nutrients in your body. So it's by case that we take up and we address, we help you with it. So in general, it is recommended to take the nutrients if your body is having a nutrient depletion, or your, because everybody's body will have some kind of nutritional deficiencies, and because that is for sure. First thing, because we don't eat 5 fruits, 5 vegetables, that healthy concept in our daily routine. So you, I mean, not only you all, even I might have some nutritional deficiencies. So to fill up those nutritional gaps, we need to understand how our body is currently functioning and where we are lacking, the energy levels wise, whatever it is. So that's how we have to take it.
Yeah. And do flaxseed oil, biotin, multivitamin, vitamin D3, and vitamin C supplements help?
Not really. Because none of these are approved by FDA. It is our peace of mind that when we get these from the store, we think, okay, our body is actually absorbing it. There are a lot of research done on these that we get. The first and foremost, we have to understand whatever you get from natural sources. Okay, vitamin D cannot be consumed without calcium. So that is why when you take vitamin D pills, they are actually excreted out, I would say 60 to 70%, because nobody takes it with milk. That is not written on the bottle. So whenever you want vitamin D, go sit in the sunlight for 10 minutes, come inside and drink some half cup of milk if you are not lactose intolerant. Those are few tips in general life that you have to start adopting, rather than getting a quick, okay, we run to the store, we take the pill, and then biotin, for nails and hairs, a lot of people take biotin. If your hair and nail are not growing like crazy in last 3 months of taking biotin, that means that is not effective. A lot of these have starch and fillers, and that is why it is always advisable to get it from natural sources. Natural sources of whatever, like for whatever purposes. For example, vitamin D, you put, like, I would say 80% of population is deficient in vitamin D. And they all pop pills, 5,000, IU or 50,000 IU, or start taking shots at some critical point. The best thing is when the sun comes up, 10 minutes in the sun, take a glass of water, your vitamin deficiency will be, taken care of.
Okay. And the next question is, apple cider vinegar is an alkaline drink. Can we take this on daily basis?
Yes, you can take it. Apple cider vinegar is okay, but only apple cider vinegar is not going to help you. Just taking apple cider vinegar, because it smells so pleasant that you won't be able to, if for those of you who have taken it, it has a very pungent, horrible kind of smell. Secondly, that when you dilute it with water, yes, you're taking it, but what is important is, are you eating clean? Are you eating your breakfast, lunch, and dinner at regular time? Are you adding fruits and vegetables in each meal? If you're not doing it alone, apple cider vinegar will not help.
Okay. Can people with existing health conditions like diabetes follow clean eating?
Definitely. Definitely. Priya, you want to say? We have seen so many people who have been benefited. I had pre-diabetic condition and non-alcoholic fatty liver, and I have been told by my physician, and I don't want to discuss it here, but I'm just bringing it. There are a lot of people who have health condition who have been benefited. Clean eating means just minding what is on your plate. Like, even if you go to a party and nobody asks you, like, did you eat the rasgulla? Did you eat the gulab jamun? Did you eat everything? People are like, did you eat? So always getting conscious of what you're putting in your body. Is it healing or hurting? If you have that mindset, anybody from existing medical condition can easily, lose weight or lose inches or get healthy from inside and detoxify with natural alkaline foods.
Okay. And are raw or steamed veggies better than cooked veggies like sabji?
Again,
Raw.
it's an
No. Go ahead,
it's a
Priya.
it's a lot of open thing, and it depends on body to body to that caters to the needs. Like I've told you earlier, some person's body cannot take raw food or steamed. They have to go for completely cooked meals. Some people they can, yeah, no worries. They can have completely salads. You can have steamed cooked meals. It completely works for some people, but it just you need to check and see how your body is reacting to it. So when you go for a steam cooked or raw salads, just check it out and see that you are kind of not getting bloated, constipation issues and all, because unknowingly we don't know. Because I work personally with some of them, and we have seen how it kind of improved, because it's a small change which they didn't knew it, and they were struggling for so many years with bloating. So if you have no issues with all that, you can completely go for salads and steam cooked meals.
Okay. And any food recommendations for weight gain?
Yeah, weight gain means you should eat more often. If you're trying to eat, if you're trying to gain weight, then lot of things that are high in fat, like nuts, a lot of rice, lot of carbs, bread, pasta, all these things are gonna actually help you with gaining weight. But again, you have to be careful, because if you're gaining, it is a very slippery slope. You keep gaining and you don't stop. So if you're gaining, you have to actually put a good mix of, like my kids, they go to school. I always give them that there is a trail mix with some salt and some sugary stuff. It's basically fruits and nut combination, dried apple and dried peaches, and then mixed with nuts, because that gives you energy and also gives you fat as you are in the growing phase. Anybody 18 and above, I would just say that, just keep frequent meals every 3 hours, eat something very good. So these are something, we have to be conscious. As Indians, we just love food. We stop somewhere and we start, indulging in food. We do not think, okay, is it going to help me or is it not? We just love food. So eat the food that actually heals your body and mind. That is the crux of the program that we are trying to put here, that if you really are concerned, because, you don't want to be sick after 40, 50 or 60 and have somebody take care of you. You want to be healthy, active. And if you want to be healthy and active, think about the food you are consuming. Everyone knows how to sprout green moong. That is one such good meal. Kids love it. You can put some tomatoes, onions, and some cheese cubes on it and make it like dicey. You can add fruit to it, and that could be one of the main meals that you can take. And eventually, once you get energy, you will start loving these foods, the small replacement you're making on daily basis.
And one thing I want to add on here is, Andy, we don't want you to sacrifice on your taste. We don't want to sacrifice on your type of food that you're eating. It's just a small change in your kitchen is what we are advising you here. It's like if you have a habit of eating pakoras, normally we do a deep fried pakoras. So rather do go for a air fried ones. So these are some small changes. That's all we are saying, but we are not asking you to sacrifice your taste or sacrifice your spice levels also. Once in a while, every one of us, we are not saying that we are saints to eat every day raw and every day healthy. Once in a while,
Right.
even we do go eat biryanis and all that. That's the human nature. That's how we have been designed and we have been
Right.
leading our lives too. It's just on an 80-20 lifestyle change. If you can incorporate 80% of the healthy basis and 20%, you can do whatever you want. Because a lot of us eat sweets, a lot of us eat sugar stuff. We eat cookies, we eat candies, ice creams. We all love those, right? It's not like we are saints to lead the whole life without eating any of those. It's just that make sure you are incorporating at the same time, not 80% of that, but make sure you're doing 80% of the healthy and 20% of that. As long as you are having that lifestyle balance, I think you should be good.
Okay. And then, I think, I don't know, like how much time we have. Like we have like 30 more questions here. 30, not 30, around 35 more questions. I just stopped the chat. I don't think anybody can post the questions anymore. I'm sorry about that, but we have to move on to the next question. So we will try to finish as much as possible until the time permits. And the remaining questions, whatever you have, I think Anu, the Manu and Priya will be added to the the Healthy Living group. So if you guys have any questions, you can directly contact or ask them in the group, or you can directly contact them. I will try to read some more questions here. I feel bloated some days, like you mentioned. Can clean eating help me?
Yeah, definitely, and definitely it will help you.
And the next question is how to improve HDL numbers.
For HDL, again, we are not physicians here. We will tell you to actually consult your doctors, but as a general rule of thumb, adding more fiber into your diet will actually lower down all these things, because the problem is, as we put in this presentation, is that what we are eating, what you're putting in your body, you have to analyze it. Adding a good fiber and probiotic is definitely going to help you with this.
Okay, and the next question is how to control thyroid.
Again, this is a medical question. I would not answer it, because that is something you had to discuss it with your physician. But again, clean eating is at the bottom of all metabolic disorders, period. If you are diabetic, if you have fatty liver, if you have thyroid, if you have Hashimoto, if you have immunity related issues, autoimmune disorders, everything stems, as Priya was showing, your gut is your second brain. So when your gut is healthy, all the hormonal imbalance part is also taken care of.
Okay, and any do's and don'ts for PCOS?
Lot of them. For that, we would not discuss it. I think it would be like you can send message and we can help you in private, but there are so many other things. First thing is, obviously clean eating helps, adding fibers help, fruits and vegetable, regular exercise regime help very much. PCOD is pretty complex, so it requires much more individual attention.
Okay, and what kind of foods do you suggest for IBS?
For
IBS.
irritable bowel syndrome, again, your gut is leaky. It is actually leaking out all the food that has been digested or the nutrients into the bloodstream, causing a kind of allergic reaction kind of situation. It is a medical condition. I would rather have you message any of us and then we can help you further.
Okay, and the next question is to us, I guess. How can I join in Thana Healthy team? I am a Thana Life member. I think if you are already registered for this program to join, you might have added to that group. If not, please reach out to one of the persons on the flyer. You can reach out to me. My name is Raja Kaskurti, or you can reach out to Ratna Prasad Gumadi or Uma Katiki. So you can reach out to us so we can add it to the group. The next question is, will all the answers are generic? Will you market us to take any supplements?
Okay, why we are putting it generic is so more people can get benefited. If we just talk about thyroid, there is very little population that is suffering from thyroid. So I would be talking to only 10 out of these 76 people that are on this call. Why we are giving you generic? There are some ground rules for eating clean, or there are some ground rules on improving hydration. We are providing you generic information so everyone can benefit here.
Okay, and there is some good compliment here. Good session, Raja. Great presentation from Priya and Manu Garu. Thank you all. That's what the compliment.
Thank you so much.
And thank you. And the next question is, can you give more examples of alkaline Indian foods?
I can give you a whole list of alkaline Indian foods, but we can start from, okay, so fennel, methi, fenugreek, right? Fenugreek leaves, you can grind them, put them in the flour that you are making the, rotis or paranthas, and you can alkaline it that way because you are adding one alkaline thing to existing flour. You can add methi, kasturi methi, or any fenugreek seeds also in your biryani. So that is one example. Eggplant is another. Okra is another. Cauliflower, cabbage. All the Dosakaya Birakaya family, the whole Dosakaya Birakaya family. All different cucumbers, zucchini. If you're getting it from like HEB, Target, Walmart, then zucchinis and
greens.
All the greens, lettuce, romaine lettuce, all those other lettuce, palak, spinach, and mustards also are alkaline.
Just to keep the answer short, and for the Indian food especially, except for the root vegetables, I think most of the Indian vegetables are good too.
Yeah.
Just to tell you in a shorter version.
Yeah.
Root vegetables means like the potatoes and
Potatoes, sweet potatoes, carrots, beetroots.
Carrots.
I know beetroots are healthy, carrots are healthy, but it's like when you talk about alkaline food, it's like root vegetables is what we generally say.
The next question is, in East Coast, we have heavy winter and cannot do outdoor activities. So I or many feel heavy in winter compared to summer. How does it help?
Yes, because in summer, we kind of, first thing, we do a lot of outdoor activities. And second thing is because of the heat, knowingly or unknowingly, we drink a lot of water. In winter, the first problem is we don't drink water. And second thing is our mobility is so limited to the indoors. Not only East Coast, I think throughout it's the same thing, because as the winter picks in, we just kind of stop all the outdoor events. So what happens is with this, lot of people, not lot of people, in fact, all of them, we don't drink much water for winters. We feel so heavy to drink water because either it's cold or we don't want to take it because of the not having physically active body, we cannot take more water. So that is the first thing. So what happens is once that happening, your body is getting inflated inside. Not knowingly, we feel like we are inflated, we feel bloated. So that's why we feel it's heavy, because we are not doing any physical activity. And so generally what we say is in winter, try to take water, but a warm water. So a warm water will generally help you to kind of not only soothe up your throat, but at the same time, it will also help your body with this, having the enough hydration. And along with it, you keep your food intake at a balanced level. I think you should be fine for winter also.
Okay. And the next question is, I am surprised you are suggesting Greek yogurt. I believe curd and buttermilk help gut health better, and Greek yogurt has some harmful side effects. Any thoughts on it?
You can take yogurt. It's not that we are just mentioning Greek yogurt because it is double hung. So if you do double hung yogurt, which is essentially what Greek yogurt is publicized as having higher, like 10 to 14 grams of protein. So if you want to make yogurt at home, that's the best. But because of the busy lifestyle, if you have no other option, then Greek yogurt is double hung yogurt in our language. Like if you know, right, you put it in a like muslin cloth and you hang it and the water drenches out and what is remaining is higher protein. So yes, homemade yogurt, because it has active live culture of all kind of good bacteria, it is the best. But if you cannot make Greek yogurt at home, or if you cannot make yogurt at home, then Greek yogurt is the next best possible option.
Okay. And the next question is, you mentioned eating Brussels sprouts is good. Is it like baked or steamed Brussels sprouts we eat?
Any form.
Any form.
Okay.
Except raw, because they are a little bitter. So you have to steam it before you cook it. Like you can cook it just like cabbage, basically.
Okay. And I saved this question for the last. This is the last question. What do you suggest as a simple menu to follow every day?
Whatever is easy for you, that can fit your lifestyle. If you're a working mom, working dad, if you're a busy professional, I would say, and if you eat eggs, I would say egg, omelette, scrambled egg, half-boiled egg could be a very good breakfast option. At the same time, we cannot go without roti and rice all day long. So we have to incorporate what is your lifestyle, make small changes. Priya, you want to add here something?
Yeah, so what you can do is a simple, since you've asked for a simple menu, what we can say is you can keep some options, like Manu has suggested, like we're all busy in our lifestyles. So you can keep some options for your breakfast, like either with yogurt with berries or eggs with omelette or some moong dal dosa, or some people even go for what do we say, like scrambled paneer with veggies and things like that. So it's all how, yeah, paneer bhurji with veggies. And some people go a bread toast with an avocado salad or something like that. So it's all like how you kind of incorporate it in your daily routine. And some people, if you're completely into Indian form of style of cooking at your home or eating, then you can go with dosas. You moong dal dosa, you can go actually black-eyed peas dosa. alsandalu antaru. So that dosa you can do, and you can do cutlets with that. So there are multiple options. So you can keep some options in your kitchen and accordingly work with it as a plan for your family. And similarly goes with your lunch also. So lunch, like we all are carbs persons, so every one of us prefers to have rice, roti, or something like that, chapati, or some kind of quinoa, brown rice, something. So keep that as an option, and at the same time make sure you have enough curries being prepared or enough vegetables mainly, so that your plate comprises of more of veggies and proteins, so automatically your carb intake goes down. So this is just a small thing. If you can put a thought towards it while you're taking it, I think that will help you. And coming down to your snack options, you can always do fruit snacks, you can always do nut snacks, you can also do dry roasted snacks like chickpeas, like peanuts, like green peas. All these you can make dry roast snacks in the air fryers, and you can keep it in small containers, and you can start munching them also. You're still eating healthy, and at the same time you're kind of not overloading it with all the extra fatty stuff. And dinners, always try to keep it on a healthy version, because dinners are something, make sure they're not heavier, because I mean, even if you do a dinner at 6:37 also, after 3 to 4 hours, you kind of go on to the bed and you are in a resting, your body is in a resting mode. So we are not having enough time for the body to work on the digestion of it. So always it's better to keep your dinners lighter. So in that process, you can kind of prepare like veggies with some like a healthy quinoa dosas, or masoor dal dosa. Even a lot of people actually do oats dosa. So these are some healthy options that you can incorporate as in the family.
Okay. Yep. Thank you very much. Thank you, Manu and Priya, both of you. You both did very excellent job explaining all the things. And once again, thanks to all the participants who joined today. And this is very helpful session to all the community, entire community here. And we are, Tana, we are going to come up with more sessions on how to do healthy living, as well as wellness and fitness programs, and we do a lot of things. Once again, thanks to Gumadi Ratna Prasad, as well as Uma Katiki, and the entire Tana leadership who supported us doing these kind of things. Thank you all. And this is once again Raja Kaskurti, Community Services Coordinator. We are going to end the session. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Take care. Good night.
Thank you.